There we go. All right, so our rules. What are our rules of perspective? What do we have? We've got different types of lines that we can use. What's one? Horizon line. And I'm going to write these down. You should be writing these as well. Horizon line. Okay? Horizon line. What goes on our horizon line? Heather? Our vanishing point. I'm just going to write VP. All right? Vanishing point. And then we're just going to be creating simple cubes, but anything you draw is going to use these last three. What's one of them, Lawton? Horizontal lines. Okay. What other types of lines? Yeah. Vanishing point lines and vertical lines. Vertical lines and VP lines. Okay? So the first thing that we're going to do on this lower half of our page is we're going to create a horizon line, and we're going to be using this triangle. Okay? And basically what we're going to do with the triangle is we're going to create a perfect horizontal line, and I'm going to explain how we do this. Okay? What we want to do is we want to take our triangle, and to make a horizontal line, we're going to line up this vertical side with the side of our paper. Now you can see I've got a little edge over here. That's just the other paper. I'm lining it up with this single sheet here. Okay, this single sheet of paper. All right, and I'm going to try and get it as close to the middle of this area as I can. I'm going to take it and I'm going to just draw right here on the top edge of this. Okay, and I need to come over here and just kind of extend it out to the other side a little bit further. Whoops. Okay. If you don't have one, that's okay. You can borrow somebody else's at your table, or you can use a ruler. Just try and keep it as flat as you can for your horizon line. Okay? Now, I'm going to label this horizon line. Okay? And what I'm going to do, since I've already drawn my horizon line, I'm going to put a check mark over here. All right? And underneath the horizon line, I'm also going to label it eye level. E-Y-E level. Like an eyeball. Okay? Eye level. The horizon line in any picture that you ever see is going to be at the viewer's eye level. Okay, and I'll explain that as we go a little bit further along. All right? So, things to know as well. I'm going to write a number 1 here. Here's just kind of a generalization. One side of the object faces us. So I'm going to write that down. One side faces us. Okay? So when we're drawing a cube, there's going to be a side that's straight on facing us. We're not going to be looking at a corner. Okay? So to start out, I'm going to draw a cube. Okay? Well, actually, I need to put a vanishing point on here first. So I'm just going to put a dot right there in the middle. I'm going to label it VP, so I know that's my vanishing point. All right? And now I want to draw a cube. Okay? So using my triangle, I can get perfect vertical lines and horizontal lines. So I'm going to take this, and since I'm at the bottom of my page, I'm going to line it up with the bottom. If I'm at the top of the page, I could line it up with the top edge. Okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a box up above my horizon line to start with. Okay? And I'm going to put it over to the right of my vanishing point. So I'm going to draw a vertical line. I'm going to slide this over a little bit. And I'm going to draw another vertical line. Okay? And I know they're different lengths. That's okay. It's not going to hurt anything. I'm going to label these V. Okay? And I'm going to put a check right by vertical lines because I've already done my verticals. Okay? Now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put the top and the bottom on my box. Okay, and what type of lines are those going to be? What's that? Horizontal. Okay, horizontal. Those are the lines that go side to side. So to get a horizontal line, we're going to do it the same way we did our horizon. Okay, I'm going to line it up with the side of my paper and the bottom edge of those lines. Draw that on there. Like so. And if you've got these things that are just kind of hanging off, like the top and the bottom, you drew your lines too long, that's okay. It's not a problem at all. You can just erase it. Okay, so I'm going to label these H for horizontal. Okay. Now, I've done all of these things, right? These are my types of lines I can use, except I've got one left. That's my VP lines, okay? My vanishing point lines, the lines that go to the vanishing point. So I'm going to go from each corner of my box to my vanishing point. And our box is going to be opaque. Now, when I'm drawing these, another thing that I want to do is I want to make sure I'm drawing lightly. Because if I'm drawing really dark, it's going to be really, really hard to erase. Okay, so I'm drawing lightly. The other thing that I don't need to do is I don't need to draw to this back side of my box because I'm making an opaque box, which means that you can't see through it. Okay, so if I went through the back, it'd just be drawing this line right through it. Okay, and I don't need that because it's going to be opaque. All right. So now I've got this thing, but it looks like our box is going off into infinity, way off into the background. Okay. So, how do I finish this thing up? How do I finish this thing up, Jordan? What do I need to do? I can see the front. What do I need? The back side. Okay. Here's a little rule to help you out. Okay. So number 2, the second rule. I'm going to write the front matches the back. Front matches the back. Okay? So if on the front side you have a vertical line, on the back side you're going to have a vertical line too. Okay? The front side matches the back. So depending on how far you make this, that's going to be how long your box is. If it's real close up here, it's going to be more like a cube. If it's way back here, it's going to be like a really long box. Okay? So I'm going to put a line just right about there. Okay? So the front side matches the back. Okay? Same thing on the bottom here. If I've got a horizontal line here, I need a horizontal line down here. Okay? The front matches the back. And what do I do with whatever's left over? Erase it. That's right. Okay? So I'm going to erase these leftovers. Okay? Now one thing that we notice is I'm going to draw this arrow right here above the horizon line. Okay, we see the bottom. Above the horizon line, we see the bottom. Okay, and you're going to see how that changes depending on where our boxes are on that horizon line. Okay, the next one that I'm going to do, I'm going to put right on the horizon line, just to the left of the vanishing point. And one thing that you can do with these triangles is you can actually use both the inside and the outside if you want. Okay, so like on both sides of it, if you have it lined up, makes it a little bit faster. Okay, and then I'm going to put in my horizontal line connecting these. Okay, just like that. Okay, and I want to label these H and V for vertical and horizontal. And one thing that I can do, since this is right on the horizon line, and I don't want it on the horizon, like I don't want it showing, I want it to be an opaque box, I'm going to erase that horizon line where it goes through the box. Okay? So this is for our second one. I'm going to put another set of check marks here. Okay? So what I have is I have my horizon line done. I have my vanishing point. I've done horizontals. I've done verticals. What I have left is my vanishing point lines. Okay? So again, I'm drawing these lightly. Like that. I'm going to label these VP. Okay? And if we remember right here, the front side matches the back. Okay? So what line do I have that's on the front side of my vanishing point lines, Isabel? A vertical line. Okay? So the back side needs to have a vertical line as well. Okay? I can erase right here these leftovers. Okay? And I also want to erase the horizon line that chops through my box. All right? So I'm just going to draw an arrow to this. Okay? And then right here, the thing to know with this one, if it's on the horizon line, you can't see the top or bottom. Okay? On the horizon, you cannot see the top or the bottom. Okay? So the last one, go ahead and draw your box in. We don't need to do this together. Okay? You know that it needs verticals. You know that it needs horizontals. I'm going to go ahead and label them. And go ahead and do this whole box on your own. Okay? Whole thing. So to remember, the front side matches the back. If I have a horizontal line there on my vanishing point line, I need a horizontal line at the back. If the front side has a vertical line, the back side needs a vertical line. And then I erase the leftovers. Okay, so if it is below the horizon line, what do we see? What part of the box do we see? Yeah, the top. See the top if it's below. Okay, so if we're looking at these cabinets right here, these cabinets are right in our line of view. Okay, it's just like this box here. We can't see the top, we can't see the bottom. Okay, if we're looking at the top of our table, that's like this one. Our eye level is above the table, so we see the top of the table. Okay, we don't have anything like this one in here right now, but yeah, it is what it is. Okay, I want you to practice doing one more box. One more box somewhere in there.